Oh, hi.
Hi.
You're not looking at my screen no more. Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Say where you're, or tell me where you're coming from. Hello. If I'm squinting, it's because I ain't got my glasses on, and it looks better than having a ring light flash into you guys' eyes.
The same. If I'm
Hello, Jake. Hello. Where's everybody tuning in from? I've done a bunch of lives, but I always get nervous.
Me too. We'll get
My
there.
head looks a little cut off. There you go. Forgive us for being new and nervous over here, but it'll be smooth eventually. Hi. Hello, we got 10 people on already.
I know, right?
This is really fun. If anyone has any questions for me, go ahead and pop them in the comments. They probably won't be answered until after, because honestly,
Yeah, but
there's
we'll
going to be
get to
so
them.
many comments. Uh, North Ireland. Ooh, that's very far from me. I'm from Springfield, Illinois, United States. Okay, so
If
everyone
anybody
go ahead
who
and
is here
share.
and doesn't know, Amy has been very kind and agreed to do an author interview with the book club that I run, which is Book Club with G. So you might find quite a few people from the book club here, actually. They're all very excited to hear what you've got to say and hear all about your book. So we're very excited for that.
We actually do have our first question. What kind of books do you write? A lot. We'll get to that answer later, I promise. Actually, that's one of the questions, I think, in our interview. So.
Yeah.
All right, do we want to just knock it out of the park? Just go ahead and start?
Yeah, we can start as soon as possible.
All right, let's get going.
The first thing that the people in the book club want to know is, tell us a little bit about yourself. We want to know more about you.
There's a lot. But to make a long story short, my name is Amy Rose. Yes, that is my full legal name. A lot of people like to ask me, is that your real name? Yep, that's my real name. I get complimented on it a lot, and I love it. I'm from Springfield, Illinois. I'm 24 years old. I love polar bears. Polar bears are like my everything. I even have a bracelet. I don't have it on me. It's in the other room. I forgot because I didn't know I was going to share about it. But polar bears are everything to me, and I started like being in love with polar bears when I did a project in second grade. I have autism. I have ADHD. I love going to concerts. Concerts are everything. I've been to over 30.
To go to a concert.
I met Vanessa Hudgens when I was in 8th grade. That's a story I'm going to eventually talk about later. She was such a sweetie. It was like High School Musical 3 days. I don't know. I love Selena Gomez. I love the color hot pink. I'm engaged to be married. My nails aren't done, but you can. I've got a dog named Maya, and I've got 3 cats: Hazel, Lucy, and Penny. I've got a sister, and I've got an older brother, a stepbrother. I mean, that's mostly me. Not really interesting, I guess.
Great to know. Have you always been a reader?
Yes. Off and on throughout the years. I read a lot in elementary school. I even read above my reading level that I was supposed to, so some books were taken away, sadly. But I kind of stopped reading until about middle school, and then I got really into it after I watched the movie The Mortal Instruments, and then I realized it was a book, and then I got really into reading. That was my first like big book in book series. Yeah. Love them. And then I really started reading again, mostly in my adult life now. All I do is read and write.
I was saying, there's been a lot of people, I think it's quite common for people to read when they're younger and then sort of stop for a while when they get into like the high school age, and they've got all these other things that they want to be doing and going out with friends, meeting boys, meeting girls, that sort of thing. And all of a sudden, it just comes back to them and they're like, must start
reading. We got a fellow shadow hunter.
Yeah.
I love the Mortal Instruments. Yes. Yeah, we're just kids. We just read, and then we don't, and then we hang out with our friends at the time. So now we're older, and we just read. Yeah.
When did you first realize that you wanted to write?
Oh, I've been writing since the second grade. I'm 24 years old, fresh out of school. Well, not fresh out of school, but way out of school now. But second grade, when my second grade teacher had given us kids a journal to write in, pretty sure it was just her to track us, but just keep an eye on us basically. But that's when I realized I loved writing. But like I said, I was a kid. I didn't really know what writing was. I started writing fan fiction in middle school once I realized what Wattpad was. Long gone.
That era, didn't we?
Long gone. There was also Quotive too. So if anyone is a Quotive person on here, like a Quotive fanatic, before they even really knew Wattpad, I actually wrote on there too. Nothing's there. Everything's long gone. But I was obsessed with One Direction. I was doing Niall Horan fan fiction, and I'd give my printed manuscript to my teacher, my English teacher in 8th grade, and she was all for it. But it wasn't until, ooh, that's so cute. You're going to have to give me one. I'm going to buy one from you.
Yeah.
I'm going to buy one. So it wasn't until about 2020 when me and my fiance got our first place together, and I wrote my first book. Now, most of you don't know, I do have 2 published books that are 2 completely different genres from a romance. And here, I don't know how I'm going to say this, but when I first wrote my book, I didn't have an outline. I didn't have a plan or anything. I was sitting on my couch, watching my fiance play video games, and I was kind of like scrolling through my phone when I kept hearing the word vanished click in my head. Vanished, vanished, vanished. I don't know where. I wasn't watching anything to trigger it. It just kept going in my mind. But then I came up with this blurb, a rough draft version of a blurb, within like 5 minutes, and then had this whole idea. But the science part of it, because it's a mystery sci-fi, but the sci-fi part of it, I didn't know it was going to be a sci-fi, because I didn't want it to be anything supernatural or anything like that. So my fiance's like, what about something sci-fi, quantum entanglement or something? I'm like, what the heck is that? And I'm not a science guru. So when he gave me all that information, I had to do so much research, and then I published my first book and then my second book with it, because it's a duology series. So if you're into a little mystery sci-fi, you might like it.
I'll give them a read before the new book comes out.
I'm a multi-genre author, so this is my very first romance.
Yeah, coming from that actually, so you have written 2 books which definitely aren't romance, right? What made
There's a little bit of romance, but not the genre.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What made you then decide to go on to write a romance?
Oh, where do I start? There was a song I heard on TikTok by this country singer, Chase McDaniel, I think his name was, or is, and he had this song pop up called Your Daughter. It's a country song. And when the words Your Daughter came on when I was listening to the song, I broke out in tears, because the song is about, a man talking to his wife's biological father, like, you're missing out, when you sober up, call her, sign the man who loves your daughter. Like, it just broke me into tears. And I've wanted to write a story like this for a long time. I just never had like the actual motivation until I heard that song, and I just I need to write it out. This is going to be therapy to me. And honestly, I love reading romance anyway, so this being my first story to write in romance is meaning the world to me. So, I mean, it's kind of just one of those little triggers. You heard this song? God, that song hits my heart. I cry every time I listen to it, and I actually have a playlist with that song on there.
But if you'll have to hear it, cry, then I'm going to have to listen to it. Right. So
if my book ever became a movie, that's definitely, I'm going to buy the rights to put that song on there.
Definitely. If it inspired this, then go for it. So, how have you found the writing and the publishing process? I've heard it can be quite hard as a self-published writer.
For most people, it's definitely hard, and I won't say it ain't. It's definitely hard. But I'll be honest, writing is more difficult for me than the the publishing side of it. And I love writing, I do, but even though it's my favorite like my like favorite part of it. It's easier to do the whole publishing process for me. I love being able to get my book formatted and my cover design on and just getting everything, because I'm a tech freak. I'm a tech freak. I love everything tech, the creativity side, the graphic design, everything. Just figuring out all the little snippets of it. It's literally one of my, like, the easiest side of it. Because writing, you're just gibbering all these thoughts down, your outline and this and that, which is fun.
Yeah,
but I still find it easier to publish. Yeah. And everyone's different.
This is a bit of a fun question, okay? So imagine you're sat at your desk, you're writing. Describe the space and the process for us. Is there anything that you have around you that you have to have while you're writing? Is there anything that...
It's a mess right now, but I will say I have this candle. I bought it recently, but I try to keep my room smelling, or my office smelling really good. And it smells really good. This is my fancy little candle. I keep this. I keep my office, I keep my window open. I have pink curtains, by the way. And I turn the lights off like I do have right now because I got yellow lighting, and I don't like yellow lighting. I can't wait to switch it. But I do have this. Let me see if I can get it out to you. I do have some lights in here that I plan on putting up. But I have this little unicorn mug that I keep as a design.
I love that.
It's very, very cute. Little decor. It's just something I like to keep my desk organized with decorations. I do have like the Mortal Instruments books here, a couple of my own, Nicholas Sparks, Colleen Hoover. I mean, I've got all the book space over here. And I've got this, if anyone likes pink or just cute keyboards in general, the cute keyboards keep me motivated. It's all pink. Very pretty. And I have cats, so all I gotta do is like turn it off along with my mouse here. So if they were to jump up here, they ain't gonna mess with anything. That was a little long, but you know what? Gotta keep it interesting over here.
Exactly. We want to know every juicy little detail. So, do you have any odd writing habits or anything that you sort of find yourself doing or thinking whilst you're writing that? Yeah.
Yes. So here's the funny part, because my fiance and I actually talked about this the other day, and I didn't know he knew at all because I never told him. But I'll bring my entire desk into the living room because I'm out of creativity. So when I bring out, it's like a new scenery. But here's the thing: I will sit on the couch too and still be out of creativity. But when I bring my whole desk into the living room, it's a whole different ball game. It's like a whole new office change in a way.
I mean,
and so my fiance,
anything that sort of happens or anything that you see whilst you're there with your writing in front of you, it can sort of be like, that's going in there. That's made me think.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I listen to music when I'm writing. So it's mostly like the emotion of music that like hits like something in my brain.
Yeah.
Like, you need to write this now. That too. But creativity-wise, I will say I end up leaving the room, and my fiance's like, "You only do that when you're at creativity." I'm like, "How'd you know that? I didn't tell you."
Yeah. Oh, they seem to know us more than we know ourselves sometimes, don't they? Really. My husband is exactly the same. It's crazy. So, when you're writing, say you're writing this story, you're really into it, you're really getting really far into it as well, and you're like really proud of yourself for it. And then these ideas start popping into your head for another book. What do you do?
I jot it down in notes.
Yeah.
So I don't forget.
One of them people that's sort of like, okay, that can go on hold, and I'll start this whole new thing now. You're not one of those people.
No. It depends. If I already had an idea, but I'm writing something else, I'll keep that idea. For example, I have a book coming out next year called Second Chances. That's still in the works. I did write it all, but I don't plan on sending it to my alpha readers yet. But I kind of just like have an idea. I'll stick to the side if I'm focusing on one. But if I get writer's block, I do go ahead and do some writing on the other.
Right. Should we move on to the actual book now?
Yeah.
That's what Love Is, and it's being published. So, is there like a part of the blurb that really stands out to you that you want us to know, like that's what the book is and that's what?
Haley you know, in the blurb, she talks about meeting someone named Eric, and her heart is guarded. It's really guarded, and no guy has ever really tore down those walls before until she, you know, met him. And when she meets him and, you know, they get along, they fall in love, she realized she didn't know what love was until she met him.
Yeah.
She didn't learn what love was with her father, but she figured out what it was with Eric. And that's when she realized what love was. This is what love is. That's what love is, you know? And it's just one of those things where we ourselves go through, you know, we go through things in life and we don't know, you know, it's a difficult answer, but I'll have to come back to that one because it's just so much jumble in my brain. Oh, man.
That might be a bit easier.
Yeah.
Who has been your favorite character to write about?
My favorite character to write about in the story?
In any of your books, maybe this one, whichever.
It's definitely this one, Scarlet. Scarlet, the best friend. She is made up, and she is someone I wish I had in my life. Someone who would be there for me the way she is for Haley. So I definitely wanted to incorporate that into this story.
So you sort of given your main character something that you really wish that you had and needed at that time, and you've given her that happiness.
Exactly.
There, like happiness there and someone there for her.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that a lot, actually. Do you have a favourite quote or quotes from the book so far?
Two of my favorites, and I have them written down, so I actually say them from word to word. So this one is Eric's quote or saying to Haley, "You're like the missing piece to a puzzle I didn't even know I had." It's literally one of my favorites.
I like that.
And he says that to Haley.
Giving me the feels.
And then the other one, "It's not fair for me to sit through the pain he's caused me." And that is very true. And she's not talking about Eric, she's talking about her father. Because it's not fair. And it's one of my favorite quotes that for years I have, you know, I've struggled mentally and I've put a box taped up in the corner of my brain and just ignored it. However, writing the story really brought out a lot of emotion. So that quote just, it's not fair for me to sit around and with the pain he's caused me, so I'm going to do something about it. I'm going to do things that keep me motivated to do good things, to feel good, to whether that's going to shower once a day or, you know, going to write a book. I'm going to do things that make me happy, and I've avoided a lot of, like, I've blocked a lot of negativity out of my life, so that's kind of what Haley's doing. She you can tell her heart's guarded, but she does things to keep herself and her mind active.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. She keeps herself really yeah. So like it's not like I don't want to sit and wallow or, you know, I don't want to sit in pain. I want to, despite the problems going on in my life, I want to feel better. I want to have a bright future for me, for my sister, for my fiance, for my future kids. I don't want to wallow in my mind. So I will do anything I can to get and break out of that, you know. It's a long answer, and it's it's just
what in particular is going to be something that resonates with so many people too, because there are so many people who suffer in silence.
Exactly.
I think that's the same, isn't it? Suffer in silence. And I think for so many people, it is a case of, you know, you need to get that out of your mindset. You need to
exactly, and this is what that story is. It's I was talking to my therapist about this once, and she said, whatever works for you. You know, if you want to write this book and get it out, do it. You don't have to publish it. You don't have to, but I mean, I'm going to because it's, you know, my story and I want to. But it's just a very important quote. And it's not fair for me to sit through the pain he's caused me, and it's not. So I'm going to do anything I can to keep myself being a better version of me, despite everything.
Yeah. I think
that people counting on me too.
Yeah. I think going to a more lighter topic, I've got a fun one here for you. So book boyfriends, do you think they can be real, or do you think we've set the expectations way too high?
It depends. I will say my Eric in this story is based on my fiance. He is everything to me, and in this story I try to make it, in the story where I didn't want it to be like, so there are stories out there where it's not entirely realistic, but I wanted to make it realistic enough for everyone, but also keeping it a little, dramatic more. But everything that Eric says in this book, everything he says, how he feels, or, my fiance, I incorporated my fiance into Eric. He's everything. He's there for me. He's never judged me. He's only ever loved me. There are moments where I would sit in the tub and cry, and he would just come in and just sit down with me. I mean, that's Eric. He's there for you. He loves you. He's not going to judge you, and he's not going to, he's not like a Band-Aid, to your problems. He's going to work with you. He's going to just be there and love you unconditionally despite anything, despite everything. Your baggage is his baggage at that point.
I mean, it does, doesn't it, when you get into a serious relationship, especially if your fiance or the person that you love isn't able to at least help with the load, then...
We've been together for 10 years. It's a lot.
That's
Actually,
exactly the same with me and my husband. I mean, some people on here will know that I've been through a lot with my health, and I never thought that me and my husband have been together since we were in high school, and he has been there every step of the way, and I mean through the worst things, the things that he shouldn't have to put up with and deal with. He's been there. So I think I completely agree. I think book boyfriends can 100% be real. I think it's just it's rarity.
It is. And we met when we were teens. I was 14, he was 16. Didn't know we'd be in our own house, owning it and living life together like this, but I've gotten really lucky with this man. So I'm gonna not stop talking before I start crying, because I'm smiling so much that I'll cry.
Right, the next question is, going a little bit deeper again, what do you hope that people might take from this book once they've read it?
I hope that those who are reading the story and who connect with Haley in some sort of way, that they know that there is light at the end of the tunnel, and if you aren't going through it yourself, if you have a friend who is, just be there for them. Talk with them, see how they're doing. If they don't respond, either they're busy or, they're just having a moment to themselves. And always be patient. And be patient with yourself, despite anything you're going through. Just take a breather. There's just, I hope that people can connect with Haley in a really good way. So.
I know you said that obviously the main character has some parts of you in her, and then obviously her partner has some aspects of your partner, and that the best friend is definitely based on someone that you wish you had. Is there anybody else that maybe you've got inspiration from, maybe real or fiction, that you've sort of written into the book? Or
I do have a stepdad. I did write my sort of like a stepdad character into the story, and then I wrote the mom in the story. But their events the feelings are true. There are events I did fictionalize a little bit, just to make it fun and dramatic and interesting. But the dad, Haley, like, I'm going to say this once, I am Haley, Haley is me, and that's what I'm going to say. Once you read the story, you'll understand completely what I mean.
Yeah.
And if you read the blurb, definitely.
Definitely. A lot of people don't really know just how important this is, but how important are book reviews for indie authors?
They are really important. I mean, I'm not going to be upset if no one reviews or, leaves a bad review or anything because, they read the story, they like it or they don't. And if they want to leave their review, that's awesome. And if they don't, they don't. I will say as an indie author, it is important to get our name out there who really want to succeed at this. Even if it's just like posting or sharing about it, on Facebook or Instagram. If you don't leave an Amazon review, that's okay. It don't bother me much, but I will say that reviews are important regardless. How can we support authors more? Just by sharing about the book. You don't have to buy, you don't have to purchase. Just share. You can share about it online. You can talk about it. That's a good question. What the question you had and this person had, it definitely connects together. So just share about it.
Just how us readers, we are so important, especially to indie authors who, they pay to advertise. They do it all themselves, and it's a lot of money. It's a lot of time.
Especially when you don't have the money for an assistant.
Even just following, liking, sharing. It's all free. You don't have to go out and buy the book if you can or whatever. And
I'm all about community.
Yeah.
I love connecting with others. If you don't or can't buy from me, that's okay. I just want you guys to, just do what you always do. Just go ahead and share if you want to. I guess I'm not really strict with anything. I just do what you normally do, That's on top of that.
That's so great in the sense of like being there for authors, like having Bookstagram and having BookTok,
exactly.
And having BookTube.
Yes.
If somebody likes a book, it's put out there. More and more people see it.
The more eyes on it, the better.
I think that's why I love this community so much, because now indie authors, it is possible for them to publish their books, and it is possible for them to be seen, whereas before, not as much.
Even as a reader myself, I love the community. I love BookTok. I love just everything about reading and writing. It's just the whole community is awesome, and it's very strong and powerful too.
Do you have, on top of that, do you have any advice for anybody who is an aspiring author?
Prepare to have enough snacks at your desk. If you don't want to get up, you go grab those snacks. Yes.
Less distractions.
Don't compare yourself to others. For years, I compared myself to others before I even began writing, and let me tell you this right now: it is not helping you. It's not going to help you. You are your own person. You are going to write your own story. Don't focus too much on the trend. Focus on what you want to write. Just because something's trending doesn't mean it's something you have to write. I look up to any authors. I really like Lucy Score. I really love Nicholas Sparks. I wouldn't really say I look up to them, but I really do I follow them and I interact. I guess that's the most simple way to put it.
We had another question further up. You'd mentioned that you like going to concerts. Someone asked, what's your favourite concert that you've been to?
There's so many, but if I have to choose one.
Give us a few. Give us all the ones we should go watch.
Okay. Vanessa Hudgens, because I met her at a hotel. My mom decided to, leave the fairgrounds and go to the hotel next to the airport. And I had a High School Musical shirt on, so honestly, when she came out of the hotel, I don't even know why I didn't have her sign the shirt, but I had her sign a hotel pamphlet. That was my favorite concert, one of my favorite concerts and my favorite nights. Here's another one. Selena Gomez. I went to a Selena Gomez concert back in 2010 before all the dance moves. She was more in Selena Gomez in the scene. That was a really fun one. I've been to so many. There's so many. Let's see. I really liked seeing Demi Lovato. Demi Lovato was really good. I've seen her twice. She came here to my state fair back in 2012, but then she came back when she was revamping with her music not this year, but the last year. She was really rocking it, and there were songs I've never seen her perform before that she performed, not just the new one. So it was just a fun day. And I actually pulled my fiance to come with me, and he's not really a social person, but he had fun too.
We've got another one.
Oh.
Do you sell signed books or do art copies?
So I do have art copies already going out, probably the first week or two of October. The submissions already did close. However, the first 90 days that my book will be released from the release date, it'll be available on Kindle Unlimited before it goes wide. So if you do have a Kindle subscription, you can get that book downloaded. For signed copies, I'm working on that. There's some things I have to do tax-wise and stuff like that to get the ball rolling. But here soon, and I will announce it probably a couple days ahead of time, that you can pre-order signed copies of all 3 covers. So
I've had a lot of people reply to me about this question, actually. They're looking forward to hearing what you've got to say, but could you sell us the book in one sentence?
Think One Tree Hill meets Nicholas Sparks. So here's the thing about that, the One Tree Hill thing. A couple people said, "Are you a One Tree Hill fan?" I had no idea. I mean, I knew that what the show title was. I've seen it on Netflix, like the thumbnails, but I've never watched it. I didn't know the storyline. But someone's like, "Are you a fan?" I'm like, "No." Why? Because Haley Scott and the barista and the store, like the location, I'm just like, well, now I have to watch it. What did I do?
That is actually the end of the first questions.
So it's emotional then, yes. It's definitely an emotional story. Haley goes through a lot, but she really, she brings out my tears, for sure.
Can you remind anyone who might have joined the title of the book and the day that it comes out? Just in case anyone's joined later on and they can go have a look at it.
Yeah, it's called That's What Love Is. You actually can pre-order the ebook right now on Amazon. Eventually I'll have pre-orders for the paperback soon. I'm just getting through my editor and my formatter before I go ahead and put those on pre-order. Here's the thing. I'm going to have 3 covers for this book in 2 different formats. Well, technically 3. There's going to be an ebook format, which is going to be the paperback themed cover. Like that's going to be the fall, like the original fall cover for the ebook. The bright pink one, there's been some changes with that one. The cover is still the same, but it will be on Amazon along with the fall one, but it's not going to be like the ebook cover like I was going to have it. However, this special edition hardcover, I love this cover. I was looking around for a cover designer, and I spotted one, which a woman who did Lucy Score's book covers and still does. I was like, I want her to do my cover because she's like right up my alley. And she did it. The ones that I posted about, the recent fall special edition hard copy, I love it. I love it. And I will say, everything is coffee themed.
Oh, don't tell my husband, but I'll probably get both. I think that is all the questions.
Last chance for questions. We can always do another live too. I think it would be fun.
Yeah, definitely. As soon as
you're getting both copies, I mean, I'm gonna be getting all 3 and probably triple that because I gotta sign them. Hannah Montana reference.
In case anyone wants.
Yes.
A book club with Kindle, hit me up.
That is gorgeous. That cup is gorgeous. I didn't make this, but this is just not my writing one. It's just my decor one. But this book club is awesome.
It holds not just hot liquids, but rum and coke very well.
Where can I get that?
If you want one, you can message me. I will sort you one out. You can just transfer the money over to me, or I can send you the actual image to put on a mug, whichever you want. It's completely up to you. I can order it from the same place I got it. But just message me after this live.
While I'm on live here with everybody, when I get the signed copies on my website, you're going to receive a mystery gift. A cute mystery gift in a box. It's not like a big old book box or anything, but you're going to have the signed copy of whatever you choose. If you choose all three, you're going to have it all in one nice, beautiful packaging, protected packaging.
Brilliant. Hopefully for the next book release, we'll be able to do another interview.
Oh, yes, we definitely will be doing those. I think it's good. We did our first interview together. We're both new to this. We're both word vomiting. It's all right. We're human. But it was nice talking with you.
Thank you so much to everyone who watched.
Yeah.
I mean, I know a lot of people know that I was super nervous about this, but I was also super excited. So thank you for all the support for both me and Amy. If anyone wants to go follow Amy, you know where the button is. You can go follow her. You can go and keep an eye out for all the books that are coming out and buy them, hopefully. If not, just share them. I know she's already
share about it.
That's so much.
All right, guys. Thank you guys so much. We will talk to you guys later.